In this video, we're going to discuss the real estate market update for the month of October 2022, and we're going to get started. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to All Things Knoxville with me, Ben Barredo, a local real estate pro and relocation expert for East Tennessee. Listen, if you're thinking of making a move, whether you're in the area or you're thinking of relocating here, I'm the realtor for you. If you think my successful track record of client satisfaction could be helpful in your situation, my contact information is right here. It's also in the description, so don't hesitate to reach out. And now, with all that out of the way, let's jump into this video topic and talk about the real estate market and how it's doing as of October 2022. So the first thing that we're going to discuss is the October housing market data for the U.S. economy as a whole. So the first category that we're going to discuss is active listings, or basically homes that are for sale. So nationally, the inventory of homes actively for sale on a typical day in the month of October increased by 33.5% over the past year. This amounted to 189,000 more homes actively for sale on a typical day in October compared to the previous October. The growth rate of inventory increased compared to last month's growth rate of 26.9% and has just surpassed 2020 levels. Despite this improvement in the number of homes actively for sale, however, active listings still lag their pre-pandemic levels. The number of homes actively for sale in October was 40.4% lower than the pre-pandemic 2017 through 2019 average. The total inventory of homes for sale includes homes in pending status, which are those listings in various stages of the selling process that again have not yet sold or closed. The inventory of pending listings on a typical day has declined by 30% compared to last October. This is a further deceleration from the 23.7% annual decline reported for September, and the count of pending listings is approaching pre-pandemic 2019 levels. The decline in buyer demand has been spurred by rising interest rates and continuously growing home list prices that have increased the cost of financing almost 80% of the typical home by nearly $1,000 each month, or 77.1% compared to a year ago. In October, newly listed homes declined by 15.9% compared to the same time last year. That's a greater rate of decline compared to last month's 9.8% year-over-year decrease. In September, seller sentiment improved slightly, but it remained well below last year's levels. The HPSI survey also revealed, man, that is a mouthful, but the HPSI survey also revealed that the net share of Americans who believe home prices will go up over the next 12 months also decreased by 3 percentage points. And if you go out there and you talk to people in the street, you may think it's even higher than that. Next, we want to talk about time on market. And home listings are spending more time on the market. The typical home spent 51 days on the market this October, which is 6 days longer than last year. That's a slower inventory turnover, and it's primarily fueling the growth in active listing or in actively listed homes, but homes still spent 20 fewer days on the market this October than 2017 and 2019 timing. Now, price growth continues to slow, but remains in the double digits. The median national list price did decline slightly to $425,000 in October. That's down from an all-time high of $449,000 in June. This represents an annual growth rate of about 13.3%. That's a slight deceleration from last month's growth rate of 13.9% and down from a peak growth rate of 18.2% in June. Still, if you own a home, you are making money much faster than you are in any savings account or CD account that I can think of. Several times faster on an annual basis. So it's still a good time to buy. Hey, listen, before we jump into the Knoxville real estate market update, I did want to point out that selling a house in the spring or the summer isn't the only time of year that selling is smart. There are a ton of reasons to sell in the winter. There's low competition, not as many homes for sale. The buyers are much more motivated to be out looking for homes during the holidays. There's less foot traffic, so you get stronger offers up front. If you want to learn 4 reasons to sell your house in the winter other than what I just said, as well as a bunch of more advice to help you get top dollar for your home and to help you through your selling journey, then you should click on the link in the description and download this guide right here. It will give you all the reasons why you should sell this winter, and if I can help you out with that, give me a shout. So, as far as Knoxville goes, the first thing we're going to hit is the average and median sales prices. The average sales price in October actually went up 4% from September, while the median went down 2%. This likely means that we had some homes priced at the top bracket of our market basically sell. So we had a few multi-million-dollar homes sell, which threw off the averages. One thing to keep in mind is that even though this number is down from our height in May, it's still 10.5% higher than last October. Next, we're going to talk about sales price to list price ratio. Again, if you're a first-time watcher, sales price to list price ratio is basically how much did you list your house for and how much did you actually sell it for. Last October, homes were selling at 99% of their list price. And this October, homes are selling at 98% of their list price, which is about where it was in September. It's not a significant difference. The key to keeping this number strong is to make sure, all you homeowners out there, you understand that sales prices are going down a bit and that there are risks if you want to put your house out there at an astronomical price and your realtor tells you that it's overpriced, and you still want to put it out there, then your 98% is more than likely going to end up being more like 95%, 90%, depending on how overpriced you are. Next, we're going to talk about the number of properties sold and the absorption rate. Compared to the last 2 years, when sales were unusually high, the number of properties sold dropped 15% over last October. But again, perspective is everything in this situation. If you look back at November of 2019, when we last think about being in a normal market, you will see that we are pretty close to the number of sales we normally see this time of year. This number is definitely cyclical, depending on the time of year. As far as absorption rate is concerned, we're seeing a deceleration, and we are finding that about 40% of the available homes were absorbed by buyers, or basically absorbed meaning bought or closed on by buyers, new homeowners. Next, we're going to discuss average days on market. Again, this is a number of how long it takes a house to sell, and this number went up to 35 days on the market. Historically, however, in a balanced market, that number hovers around 50 to 60 days, which means it's still a seller's market. As buyer activity cools with the temperatures, and with the interest rates, this number may continue to increase. Next up is the inventory and month supply of inventory, or MSI. This really is a roller coaster chart framed by the end of 2019 pre-pandemic and today comparably. In the future, the numbers in the middle will likely make history as the lowest inventory ever. But as of October, buyers had more choices. The months of supply still sits at just about 2.5 months. So keep in mind that again, a balanced market is considered 6 months. So this is the second number that shows that it is still very much a seller's market. And demand is still present, although it's softening. But as always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for subscribing. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.